Hi, I'm Greg.
And I'm Derek.
And I'm Steve.
Welcome to Men in the Den, and this is Monday.
Hi everyone, welcome to another week here on The Den. So, this week, I'll preface by saying where we're at right now in Toronto, things are finally at a stage where things are reopening. Nature is healing.
Nature is healing.
We're seeing people out in the gay village that we have not seen in a year and a half. It's really been nice. However, we think this might be a good time to go over best safety practices now that people are mingling again.
It's true.
Yes.
Mingling?
Not necessarily a
We need
Christian
people
mingle.
for hugs.
Hugs,
Yeah.
hugs and tugs.
Hugs and hugs.
Netflix and chill. I'm supposed to say that unironically these days.
Yeah, it's true. Netflix and chill.
Okay, so what was something we saw on Facebook?
Alright, so first we'll start with best safety practices on hookups.
So we
I
have
know.
discussed this in the past, and I will link to the previous video, but it's best that sometimes we give a refresher on these things.
Yes. So, when you're going to go out, whether you're meeting somebody online, which is, most of the case these days, or you're going to be going back to somebody's house that you meet at a bar, we recommend that you let somebody know that, maybe a neutral party, let somebody know where you're going to be.
Yeah.
In case something happens. I mean, we don't like to think about those instances, but we've seen the instances in the media. We know, it happens where somebody meets somebody from Craigslist or from
Grindr.
or Grindr.
Grindr especially finds a lot of people who are targeted, and then all of a sudden they're led into a trap.
Exactly. So, it's a good idea to have a neutral party know where you are, if at all possible. Like, for example, for me, I actually have my tracking turned on so Steve can see me at all times. Now, I know that's a little extreme, but
There's lots of apps you can use for that.
yeah, absolutely.
Glimpse and Zenly and Find My Friends and Google Maps can all let you temporarily even share your location with someone that you know.
Yeah, because you don't want to be on the receiving end of that and not have a way out, and have nobody know where you're at.
And it's not just like if things are bad at that place. Like you could meet at a public place like a coffee house or anything like that. And if you get bad vibes and things just don't seem right, get that friend to suddenly meet you there.
Absolutely, or call you for an emergency and you have to leave. Like, there's a lot of reasons that you should have a friend or a partner know where you're at so that you can be contacted in the event of emergency or know where you're at. Like I said, we share everything, so it doesn't really. There's never an instance where you don't know where one is at, quite likely. So, I know not every relationship is like that, where people can be open enough to be able to talk that way. So, make sure you have a friend or something that can keep tabs on you and make sure that you get home safely. Now, number 2, let's talk about PrEP, baby.
Let's talk about
The most uncommon medical treatment known to doctors.
So PrEP. So first and foremost, for those of you who don't know who PrEP are, let's let Mr. Steve.
Oh yeah, the science man explain.
Right.
So PrEP is short for pre-exposure prophylaxis, which means you take it before you get exposed to HIV in order to help stop HIV infection. And the drug is like a combo of cell entry blockers and reverse transcriptase inhibitors, both of which act to stop the HIV virus from physically entering your cells and physically infecting you. And so all the statistics show that, for most people who take their one-a-day pill regimen religiously, their chance of getting infected with HIV is negligibly low.
Yeah, somewhere in the 1 to 2% range, I think, right?
Yeah,
pretty
or
low.
even lower. It depends a lot on adherence.
Yeah.
So if you are going to take it, definitely take it every day as prescribed.
Perfect.
Give a dose.
Exactly. And in terms of how long you have to take it before it's effective, I believe it's 30 days, correct? Or is it?
Oh, it's 14.
Honestly, I probably don't know off the top of my head. That's something you should discuss with your doctor.
There you go. There you go. Depending on the doctor, I've had doctors tell me 14 and 28 days. So, somewhere in that range, but your doctor will tell you what they think is best for you. So, recommendation-wise, if you're trying to get on PrEP, if you're lucky enough to be in a big enough place where you can get a gay doctor, or somebody who specializes, at the very least, somebody who specializes in infectious diseases. Because, in where we live, there's gay doctors. They understand what PrEP is, but as soon as you leave the village, and
Get
you
ready
go,
for some awkward questions.
yes, when you go to the hospital for anything, it's like, how long have you been HIV positive? So, sadly, the education piece isn't out there with all doctors yet. So if you can get a doctor that
Which
knows
is
it.
kind of crazy too, because if you go into the village, there's ad for Descovy, there's ads for Devato, everywhere.
Right.
Everywhere, like coffee cup, things.
Yeah.
Have ads on them.
But as soon as you go 5 minutes out of the village, it just seems like a lot of the doctors don't actively know about it and think about it when they're treating patients. So,
And if you are, not open about being gay and you're embarrassed about seeing your doctor, there's services like
absolutely.
I think it's called Get Freddy or Freddy.
Yeah, it's Freddy.
And
Here in Toronto we have Freddie. Yeah.
I think they let you see a doctor electronically and they'll deliver your medication for you, so you don't have to worry about.
And then in the U.S., there's a lot of the states have something very similar.
Mm-hmm.
So check your local jurisdiction and see what's available. But there is also options in a lot of places as well. I know Dallas has one as well.
Mm-hmm.
That's the one I know of specifically. But they're all over the place. So just be on the
There's
lookout.
a couple of them in the area. There's one that does delivery for erectile dysfunction pills as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
On top of that, there's always good old-fashioned condoms. Don't knock the condom. Condom's very effective at what it does. So.
Bottom line is take your sexual health in your own hands. Don't leave it to chance and leave it to somebody else.
True.
Especially if it's just somebody that you don't know and is a random hookup or whatever. You're best off to take your own sexual health in your own hands rather than put it in somebody else's. Bottom line.
Exactly.
Okay. Do you have anything else you want to talk about?
Yeah, the last one that I wanted to mention was COVID.
Ooh, yes.
The pandemic is technically not over yet, and there are a number of people who have been vaccinated thoroughly. There are a number of people who can't get vaccinated. There are some people who are going to refuse to get vaccinated. And I think if you're one of those people, especially if you're middle-aged or older, you should definitely consider staying safe from COVID. Some of the previously identified safe sex practices for COVID is using glory holes to provide a physical barrier. It's kind of weird, but keeping masks on during sex, I don't know, you can make it part of the fantasy or put a pop hood over top of it or something.
There you go. I like your thinking. Give mask over top of that.
Or something. Just to try to reduce your contact as much as you can and help save your life, maybe other people's lives.
100%. I like that. I like that addition. Do you have anything to add, Derek?
I think we've covered absolutely everything. And one thing I want to add to that last part is the pandemic isn't over just because you're over it.
That is a great line, actually.
Yeah.
I think we're all ready for things to be back to normal, but we know we're still a ways away from that. But in most places, I think we're headed in the right direction at this point. So hopefully things continue on and we can get some level of normalcy again, whatever that's going to look like.
They're going to announce post-stage 3 plans apparently soon.
Yeah, here, that's right. And I know in the US, you guys are having a rough go again. You're starting to pick back up again, so hopefully.
And the UK.
And the UK. Yeah.
And Indonesia is apparently the new hotspot now.
Ooh.
Yeah, and it's there's a lot of places where it's starting to pick up, but we just gotta keep the ball rolling.
Keep the ball rolling. All right. Derek, are you playing
Oh,
on
I had
stream?
one more
Yes.
thing I wanted to say.
Yeah.
Actually, I want Derek to say it. I want you to talk about that message you got online.
Oh,
I want this about the flags.
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, I can't read the whole thing because my phone is recording right now.
But essentially,
I do want to thank I think it's Fab and Beardsy from Instagram. I sent a message the other day that was really sentimental, and I really want to thank you so much for saying this. We live in the gay village, and a lot of gay villages worldwide are facing a lot of gentrification when it comes, especially in the pandemic, when rental costs have lowered, so a lot more people are moving in because they're trying to find spaces for families as well. Now, we need to protect our queer spaces, and what we have done is kind of let people know that where they are is we have put our flags up. So we have a pride flag, we have a puppy flag, and we have a bear flag up. And this has also inspired other people from the other two buildings to put up their flags. So across the way, we have a trans flag, we have the progressive flag, what else? We have the lesbian flag, and a number of other just regular rainbow pride flags. And it's something really nice to see. And I got a friend message from somebody here who lives in the building. It's like, I was so afraid when I moved in here that it was just a bunch of families with their kids and we weren't going to fit in here at all. We saw your flags and we knew this was the right place to live. Thank you so much. We take comfort in knowing that you're here.
Yay! That's actually amazing.
And they were talking about putting up their non-binary flag as well, so and I'm happy to see that representation come through here as well, and make it a friend of the process. So, yeah.
That's right. Yeah. It's funny when you do those little things, you don't necessarily think of that impact, but I mean that was the reason I in the end that we decided to put up the flags was just to represent our communities and
let people know we're here,
Yeah.
where they are. And that's the other little things you can do too, is like go in the courtyard and just skimpy little bikinis.
Who, me? I totally have not been out in the courtyard wearing
you gotta work on that
Speedos.
tan somehow.
Yeah.
That's
You
right.
can. You
That's
can.
right.
Work
I'm on
tan
vacation
up
next
there.
week. I'm gonna have to tan whenever the sun comes out. If the sun comes out.
That's not coming out.
We've had about 2 weeks of rain here in Toronto. Today actually is a nice day for a change.
Yeah. But my message on that is, if you are in a queer community that's you start to see that's shrinking a little bit, don't be afraid to show your representation and let your freak flag fly.
As long as you're safe doing it. Let's put it that way too, because I know in some places it's not the
It's pretty
safest thing.
safe.
But here it's relatively safe. We try to defend each other, and the best
Everyone
way.
knows Church and Wellesley.
Yes, everyone knows this area is gay area. All right, Derek, are you planning on streaming this week?
So I want to thank everyone who stuck around for the Suikoden 2 and the Resident Evil Village streams. It was a lot of fun. We completed both games. There were some great moments. But now those are done, so we're going to take a break from horror. We're going into The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword.
Ooh.
I am excited to dig into that again. It's going to be an epic adventure, and I'm probably going to do that's probably going to be my early week and weekend games because it's fairly long.
Okay. What about you? What's new with Steve?
That's a great question. Well, last film I wasn't here, right? Because I was out visiting a friend of mine, and we had all sorts of fun adventures. I cooked a fish from scratch, which is pretty crazy,
Nice.
and we made sausages, lots of cooking stuff, and programming. We're nerds.
Cooking and program.
And how's your weight loss going?
Weight loss is good. I've lost about 50 pounds now. I don't know if you can tell from the camera. I heard it adds 50 pounds, but trust me, we're down. And yeah, hopefully the blood pressure gets improved. I mean, one nice thing about reopening is you'll actually be able to go to like Shoppers and use the blood pressure monitoring cuff.
Well, just the fact that we're up and around and able to even just walk around outside, just in the village in general. Because I mean, we really. I mean, I know I'm not somebody who just likes to go for a walk with no destination.
I know.
But if I'm going out for a walk to go check out a bar or check out this, check out that, then at least I'm out walking and getting some exercise.
I like buying groceries.
Which is probably why every fucking muscle in my body is sore today. Like, I feel like I'm 85. Like, literally, my butt muscles are sore, and like, and not for the reason you think. Well, maybe for the reason you think, but
For the reasons you think.
all right. I think we've talked about it.
All right, so everybody like, share, subscribe, follow our Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Men of the Den, and follow our other social medias at Men of the Den. They're all in the crotch down below.
All right. Have a great week, everybody.
Bye.